start with that headline straight away, where Pakistan has stooped to a whole new level. This time, the Foreign Minister of Pakistan, Khawaja Asif, has called Prime Minister Narendra Modi as a terrorist. He said that Prime Minister Modi has the blood of the Muslims of Gujarat Riots on his hands. Asif said that the Muslims were being killed in India in the guise of cow protection. Asif attempting to rebut Sushma Swaraj's statement in United Nations, where she tore into Pakistan for harbouring terrorism. In an interview to a national daily over there, he said, what can be said about a country that elects a terrorist as a prime minister?
हम पे टेररिज्म एक्सपोर्ट करने का इल्जाम सुषमा स्वराज ने जनरल असेंबली पे लगाया। एक टेररिस्ट उनका वजीर आजम है इस वक्त, जिसके हाथ जो है मुसलमानों के गुजरात में कत्लेआम से रंगे हुए हैं। एक टेररिस्ट पार्टी उनको रूल कर रही है इस वक्त, आरएसएस जो है रूल कर रही है। बीजेपी एक किस्म की उसके दैली इदारा है। उसके बड़े बड़े लोग जो है बयान देते हैं कि मार्च 2018 में खाकम बदहन जो है मुल्क के पाकिस्तान के 4 टुकड़े हो जाएंगे। हम इस मसले को उठा रहे हैं, लेकिन पूरा पैकेज बना के हम इस मसले को उठा रहे हैं। लेकिन आप देखें कि वो जो जबान इस्तेमाल कर रहा है, जो वजीर आजम हिंदुस्तान है, और जहां पे वहां पे गाय के इशू के ऊपर, मुसलमानों के इशू के ऊपर जिस तरह कत्लेआम, और परसों दुशहरे के ऊपर 4 दफा जो है पुतला जलाया गया रोहिंग्या मुसलमानों का, 4 दफा।
पाकिस्तान वालों, आपने क्या बनाया? आपने लश्कर-ए-तैयबा बनाया, आपने जैश-ए मोहम्मद बनाया, आपने हक्कानी नेटवर्क बनाया, आपने हिजबुल मुजाहिदीन बनाया। एक
टेररिस्ट उनका वजीर आजम है इस वक्त, जिसके हाथ जो है मुसलमानों के गुजरात में कत्लेआम से रंगे हुए हैं। एक टेररिस्ट पार्टी उनको रूल कर रही है इस वक्त, आरएसएस जो है रूल कर रही है।
All right, one thing has been established, that Pakistan Foreign Affairs Minister has completely lost the plot, hasn't he? The fact that he says that our Prime Minister is a terrorist only goes to show the seriousness of Pakistan and how to deal with this rogue state. Look at their own country. Look at the leaders that they have over the years brought forward. Leaders like Hafiz Saeed, today where this man on your screens says is a liability. That's the kind of leadership that Pakistan over the years has really brought forward. And now they say that our Prime Minister is a terrorist. Well, he needs to apologize. Pakistan needs to realize who they are dealing with. It's very simple that on several occasions, Pakistan has seen the might of India, whether it's diplomatic might, whether it's legal might, whether it is military might. And that is something Pakistan clearly is not being able to handle. Let me bring in over the telephone line Mr. Shashank, former diplomat, joining us over the telephone line. Mr. Shashank, good morning, sir. We have Khawaja Asif, the Foreign Affairs Minister of Pakistan, calling the Indian Prime Minister a terrorist. What do you make of this statement?
Well, I think Khawaja Asif is already under threat from various people in Pakistan who have gone to the judiciary to file charges against him. So he seems to doing a lot of pressure domestically. So I think he's trying to divert that pressure towards India so that everybody then starts thinking in terms of the Indo-Pakistan relationship and he gets some reprieve. That is number one. Secondly, of course, Pakistanis can't make differentiation between political leaders and terrorists, so they keep confusing them, so that's why they are allowing many of the terrorist elements in Pakistan to stand for political leadership. And many of their political leaders keep in very close touch with the terrorists. So I think there are these kind of things which they do not know how a democracy functions. So therefore it will take them a long time.
Absolutely.
I have hoped that they would be able to learn something by regular interaction with India and other democratic countries. Unfortunately, it has not happened so far.
No, also it seems, Mr. Shashank, that Pakistan is unable to digest, and the fact that they have seen the might of India, be it the military might of India. In the last 3 wars, they have lost the diplomatic might in which we've been able to isolate Pakistan, legal might with the case where with the individual in their custody, Kulbhushan Jadhav, is concerned, and now they're unable to handle it because pressure is on Pakistan, and it only goes to show that their foreign affairs minister completely losing the plot. They're not being able to handle how their neighbors have been able to rise in the stables there where countries across the world is concerned, and they continue to be one of the worst rogue nations the world is seeing right now.
Okay. I agree with you. So they do not know really how to deal with the neighbors. So far, they were working only on the basis of getting some outside people to help them out, to guide them. And now they feel that they seem to have lost out on all their friends. So what is to be done? So I think it will take us some time to find the normalcy in Pakistan. I hope they become normal as soon as possible.
But shouldn't this call for an apology? Shouldn't India be calling for an apology from the Foreign Affairs Minister?
Yeah. Not Khawaja Asif may or may not do it, but the Pakistani Prime Minister should do it if they want any regular interaction in future with India.
All right. Appreciate you joining us, Mr. Shashank. Thank you very much for speaking with us, former diplomat over the telephone line. Let me also now bring in my colleague Ashish Singh joining us with further details. Morning, Ashish. I won't call this a shocker, but this is bizarre and laughable to say the least. Khawaja Asif clearly doesn't know how elections work, how democracy works in the country. We have an elected Prime Minister with a very, very handsome majority who is now the Prime Minister of country who we are proud of. And here we have the Foreign Affairs Minister, Khawaja Asif, calling him a terrorist.
So, Akshay, it's not only the Foreign Affairs Minister. Most of the people, be it in the civilian population or in the administration or army, they do not understand the meaning and the definition of democracy. But they are commenting on the world's largest democracy. India exercises the election and the way Prime Minister and the other state governments are chosen. It's nowhere near to what Pakistan exercised so-called democracy. Now, as far as this statement is concerned, the Pakistan Foreign Affairs Minister Khawaja Asif making it public on a national TV and calling Prime Minister Modi a terrorist and referring to the Gujarat Riots. He's obviously not done his research and not referred to all the high courts, the lower courts and the Supreme Court's orders, which has basically gone in favor of Prime Minister Modi much before he was even elected as the Prime Minister candidate of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Now, what is important here is to understand why the External Affairs Minister of Pakistan government is making such statement. One, we have seen how the Pakistani army has been beaten very badly. Just 3 days ago was the first anniversary of surgical strike. Now, the kind of retaliation that the Indian Army and BSF is doing across the LOC and IB on Pakistani Army and Rangers respectively, it's certainly not going down well with the Pakistani government and army. In addition to that, there have been a lot of failure from the Pakistan government side. So in order to divert the attention of the local population of Pakistan, these kind of statements are made. Instead of justifying to their own population what kind of development that has been done. Remember, for Indian External Affairs Minister, Mrs. Sushma Swaraj, when she made a marvelous speech which attracted the round of applause and was attracted by all the diplomats present at the United Nations, it was completely Pakistan bashing. Don't forget, it was not just the world, it was not just the Indian population that was watching it. It was the Pakistan population also must be watching it. When Sushma Swaraj mentioned that both the countries started their journey approximately 70 years ago together on the same day. Look at where India is, look at where Pakistan is. So in order to divert the attention of Pakistan population, these kind of statements are made. As you mentioned, yes, Akshay, we are not surprised, we should not be, that why these kind of statements are being made. These kind of statements are being made to ensure that the Pakistani population continues to remain in the aura on that pseudo atmosphere that's created by the Pakistani government, army and ISI against him, instead of thinking about what kind of work has been done by the Pakistani government. We know Pakistan's ex-Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif has had to leave his seat only because of the corruption charges.
Absolutely.
So all these attempts are being made to divert attention from their own failure.
We leave it at that for the moment. Ashish, thanks very much for joining us with those inputs.